Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be the review for um, American Horror Story Hotel, and this is episode 10. Now, I'm going to do as best as I can. I actually don't have any notes. This is the very first time I've ever tried to review this show right off the top of my head with no notes, so I'll apologize from the door. If I forget anything, it's no problem. We always work together. Put it down in the comments if I forget. But I actually was away from home and I actually watched this at my mother's house, so whatever. So here we go. Okay, so we start off. We have our bald headed drag queen, Liz Taylor. That was the whole thing. This whole episode, we were dealing with Liz, and I'm kind of just going to go character by character. Liz actually is in a mode of she thinks that the Countess is eventually going to kill her anyway, because they're just not getting along and they're pissed off with each other, and it's just this bad banter back and forth with them. So they've actually spoken it. It's only a matter of time before she actually kills me. So he's pretty much ready to die, and then he's just miserable without Tristan and the whole 9 yards. So he's pretty much ready to leave, but he wants to clear the air with his son, and he hasn't seen his son in 31 years. So that's the whole thing. So him and his good old girlfriend, they get together, good old Iris with her old ignorant ass self. Iris decides, I'm ready to end this all too, because the only thing that I loved was Donovan. And I thought Donovan loved me, but really, he really doesn't. So she said, we can pretty much end this together. You don't have to do this alone. There was a whole situation where there was like some older people who came in the hotel, and the woman had cancer, and her and her husband came in and when they were saying they were going to end it all, they did. They basically went in together and they shot each other in the head. They blew each other's brains out, and they were dead. They're in the room. Iris and Liz were in the room, and Liz was like, I could just do it now with a gun. And Iris told her, no, 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 because if you die here, then you're stuck here. And he's like, oh shit. So they made their plan. They were going to get together and they both were going to leave, and then they would just do it there. So that was their thing. Okay, so they go back into the whole thing of getting the son. They send for the son. Iris contacts the son and says, come on out. You're going to have everything paid for you for a week. Your dad wants to meet with you. I know he hasn't seen you in a long time, yada, 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 yada. So the son basically comes. He ends up going. He has all these complimentary drink tickets. So he basically goes to the bar. He doesn't really realize that Liz is his dad. So Liz thinks till the end of the episode. And they're just chit-chatting it up like you would like people do with the bartender. And they're going through and talking about everything and catching up, basically. And then toward the end of the episode, the son lets Liz know, I always knew it was you. I knew. And I don't have a problem. You did abandon me. But basically gave him all's forgiven. Okay, you're a woman now. In your mind, which bald-headed ass, that's cool. I'm okay with that, and I'm willing to have you part of my life. Well, Iris is already still, they had a plan on when they were going to do this, so he had to go and tell Iris, I ain't trying to kill myself, because his son accepts him. So it's time for Liz to leave the hotel and be able to really have a regular life. So hold right there. We're going to hold on to those situations. So that's what all went on with Liz and Iris this time. Okay, let's see. Who else we're going to talk about here? Donovan. Remember at the end of the episode last week, Donovan figures out he had followed the Countess, and he figured out that the Countess was sneaking around to see Valentino. Okay, so then there was the whole plan of the Countess had her plans of killing Natasha, so her and that Valentino could be together and going off about their business. So all these things are working in conjunction together. You see Natasha going off to the Cortez. Her and the Countess are going back and forth, and they go through all that. The Countess kills Natasha. But at the same time, what she doesn't realize is Donovan takes his ass to that hotel where they were staying, that motel where Natasha and Valentina were staying, and he killed Valentina. So it was a double. Countess doesn't know anything about it. Now, in the meantime, between time, things get back together. Donovan brings his ass back to the Cortez, and he basically lets her know, I've done this. I've killed your little boyfriend with his pretty face. And it was so funny because he told her, go ahead and text your boyfriend. And she's looking like, what the fuck, how he know? You know, he let her know that he knew about him, that she was sneaking off with the boyfriend, and told him, text him. Because you definitely will not be able to FaceTime him because he literally blew his face off. And that was the whole thing. They had this whole banter back and forth about the pretty boy and this, that, and the other. He fucked Valentino up and told him my cheekbones were always better anyway. Well, Countess went to that motel, baby, and seeing him with that face blown off, baby, and you know she was livid. So naturally she comes back. And she's like basically like just pretty much, you know, she's going to kill Donovan. We already know this because she's pissed. And Donovan pretty much knows it. But he in there jamming. He listening to some music and kicking it and carrying on waiting on her. And let her know, I'm not pressed about you killing me. That's the only way that you'll allow me to love you the way I want to love you. So I'm fine with it. Go ahead. It is what it is. So hold all that right there. You hold the little and Iris and the bald-headed drag queen piece, and hold the Donovan piece, and I'm going to walk back to that shortly. Okay, Ramona. Remember, Ramona's up in the wall, okay? Remember, she killed Will Drake. Earlier on in the episode, we actually see that goddamn Countess. She's meeting with private investigators and all of that, saying, you know, she don't know where her husband is, and he done disappeared and all this here. Naturally, she sat him in there, you know, Ramona ate him. Well, of course, you know, when you die in the Cortez, you're stuck in the Cortez. Will Drake that found his way, his ghost has found his way out of the wall and actually shows up, and you know, people can actually see them. Shows up right in the middle of her meeting. It's like, oh no, darling, here I am, this, that, and the other. And she was just done because it just fucked up her whole plan. And so the cops, she's like, oh, well, you know, they hurried up and got the cops out of there. I don't know where he was, and he must have had cold feet and ran off, but everything's better now. Thank y'all so much for coming. So, but again, she knows that it's just a ghost, that it's no real big deal, that he can't do anything. So he's telling her, you had me killed, you bitch. This, that, and the other. Told her, you know, this was your plan the whole time. This, that, thing, and the other. So then that bitch told him something about, he told her it ain't gonna work. This, that, thing, and the other. You plan on keeping my money and all that. It's not going to work because you didn't figure out you're not in the will. I never wrote you into the will. And she's like, no, I know I'm not. Everything goes to his son. I can't think of the little boy's name right now. But everything goes to your son. And he's like, are you threatening my son? You know, and she's like, no, I'm his legal guardian. I have legal guardianship over him. And he's like, yeah, only until he becomes of age, which, like, I guess we figures 18 or 21, one or two. And she's like, if he makes it. So, you know, that bitch is planning on turning him, and then he'll be that same age forever. Okay? So I said, oh, she's a dirty whore. And, you know, so they're like, them two are at it. So the Countess is really like, everybody fucking hates the Countess at this point. And I see why, because the bitch, she is the goddamn thorn in everybody's goddamn side. Okay? So we got that whole thing going on. And at the same time, of course, you know, she's still pissed off with the ghost of James Patrick Marsh. And, you know, her and him are going back and forth. She keeps hurting his feelings every time she gets a chance. Speaking of James Patrick Marsh, him and John Lowe, James Patrick Marsh has his own thing going on. Sally has already told John Lowe, you know, you got one more kill to do, because he ran and he did another killing, took these ears. He had these people's ears about that was a thou shall not hear hear from a false god. It was this little cult that was going on. He went in, there was 3 people. He cut their fucking asses up and took their ears. They were in there worshiping a false god. Cut their ears off. So that's the 9th killing, and there's just one more of the 10 commandments to go. And Sally's like, that's it, you're almost free. Because when it gets to the 10th done, that's James Patrick Marsh's work is done. But that's not what James Patrick Marsh has in mind. He's steadily telling John Lowe about what's going to go on. He's like, I got to get you together and tell you about what's going to go on after we're done with the 10 commandments. He thinks this shit's going to go on and on and on. So all that's going on. Well, John Lowe got pissed off. He wants to see his wife. Because he still got some. He crazy. But he got some of his humanity still there. So he still wants to get with his wife. He still loves his wife. And he got a couple words for her. So they all get together, and they put the 2 of them together, and they get to talking, and they're thinking, of course they're going to be arguing and carrying on. But what ends up happening, they get, they are husband and wife. He tells her, she's a terrible parent. She tells him, so are you, blah, blah, blah. She said, yes, I got turned because I wanted to be with little boy with the raggedy hairdo. Their little baby, what's his name? Holden. And I know if I had told you what was going on, you probably would have talked me out of it. So he understands. Everybody understands exactly where they are. But then she tells him about the kids, the children of the fucking corn, and how that was all her fault. And the Countess is pissed at her about it. And the only way to make it right was for her to get them and take care of that whole thing. I don't know how she expected her to take care of it, but she needed to take care of it. And Countess basically let her know, if you don't get it taken care of, then I'm going to kill Holden. I'll kill Holden, and then eventually I'll kill you. That's it. So the 2 of you are going to die. That's how you make it right. So she gets John on board. I said, what the hell's going to go on? So I'm figuring, I said, maybe she's going to get John to try to kill the Countess, because that motherfucker's a cold-blooded murderer. So, but anyway, what they end up doing is going and they got the kids, they lured the kids back to the Cortez and locked their asses in the wall with Ramona. And Ramona came and said, mama smells morsels. Honey, I said, Lord have mercy. So they did whatever that was that they needed to do with that. So I guess she'll be able to tell the Countess I done took care of this, and that's that. Okay, so let's see. Who do we leave out? Trying to remember it all, y'all. That's pretty much all that we covered. Okay, so let me go pull the other pieces that I told y'all to hold on to. Okay, so now we got everything all straightened out with the bald-headed drag queen Liz and her son. All of that straight, so that's good. Everything's good there. He needs to talk to Iris and let Iris know I'm not really trying to kill myself. And Iris, come on, just come on out of here and let's go live or whatever. Well, the next thing you know, we had Donovan waiting for the Countess to kill him. And I thought she's getting ready to do just that. Baby, in bust the door, and Iris and Liz Taylor roll up in the motherfucker like Thelma and Louise with shotguns blazing, baby, 2-hand, bap, 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 Tomb Raider style. And they're taking down the Countess. Is basically what it is. They're shooting at the Countess and Donovan. They just shoot and fuck it. It don't matter. Both of them can go. Shoot they fucking ass up. And that's where it ended. And it's not coming back until January 6th. So I don't know. Did they actually get the Countess? Because they ain't got no special powers to get away from gunshots and shit like that. So, but that's what I seen. Motherfucking Liz Taylor and Iris rolling through like Thelma and Louise, baby. That's how it ended. And I was like so there for it. And I was like, this is crazy. So that's where we ended up. It's going to be gone for a few weeks until after the holidays. So it's going to be like, 2-3 weeks till I get back with you guys. So that's it. Like I said, I was up at my mom's house when I watched it and I had no notes. I think I tried to remember everything as best as I really could. Anything I missed, I won't be offended. Put it down in the comments. And bring me back up to speed on it. That's it. thumbs up, thumbs down. I love you guys and have a great holiday. And I will see you guys after the ball drops. And it is 2016. I will meet back with you on our American Horror Story Hotel journey. And just a little quickie. Gabourey Sidibe is coming back in January 6th, so I can't wait for that. I wasn't even aware that she was even going to be on this season, so I cannot wait to see what she brings to the story. I can't wait. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye. Have a happy holidays, guys.